Hi Hagit, good morning.
Hi Liran, good morning. Happy to be with you.
Hagit, today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, future of work.
That we are both excited on, I believe.
Yes, and we're going to talk about like most of the transformative trends that we have in the future of work and how it impacts also ICL in terms of the people strategy.
So before we dive into them, let's introduce ourselves, right?
Yes, so I'll start. My name is Liran Abinun. I work for ICL in the last 1.5 years. I lead the global talent acquisition and employee experience. And prior to that, I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry for over 15 years.
So I'm Hagit Holtzman, and I'm the HR business partner working in ICL already 5 years. And prior to that, I worked in various industries, pharmaceutical as well, and high-tech companies. I have over 20 years of experience in several roles.
Yes, so maybe we can start with the first hot trend that we have, which is the AI and technology. So if we think about AI and technology, and I know that this is something that is kind of intimidating people when they hear about it, because they think about, how they will lose their jobs and things like that. But if we talk about kids, our kids, you have a daughter, right, Hagit?
Yes, 4 years old, Ronnie.
Cute Ronnie. So if we think about her in 20 years from now, how the work environment will look like, I imagine, many robots are, working alongside her, working from, remotely from home or from the office, and doing maybe different stuff than what we are doing today.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a revolution that will impact many of the industries. And I think organization must be prepared for that and start working on that today. And I know that in ICL, we do invest in that already. In your domain, in the recruitment, it is one of the topics that you deal with, right?
Yes. So I think we already see the usage of AI in recruitment for specifically. So, in the past, all of the recruitment process was done manually, and it took a lot of time. Today, AI is going to reduce time to hire because many of the things that we do today as screening CVs, for example, it's going to be done by AI. Also, today, when we send a survey for a candidate after going through a process of interviews and all the recruitment process, we send the survey, and then we use AI to generate the main insights out of the feedback from the candidate. So this helps us a lot to get the main insight, but also faster.
It's definitely going to improve the recruitment process. But before that, I think we should educate employees about the AI technology. It's not that trivial that employees are learning it as fast as we know, because everybody speaks about it as a buzzword. But do we really know what to do with that and the options of using the AI?
It's a good point, because you need to know how to use AI rather than being intimidated how we go to use it for our benefit and being more productive. So at ICL, we already started. We are conducting trainings to all employees. What is AI? How can we use that in our daily work? And also how to be a bit more prudent or cautious with the data, because we need to know how to use company data privacy, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. So let's speak about another interesting trend that we started to look at. Everybody speaks about a skills-based approach. Yes. This is one of the hottest topics in the arena of HR. But what is it about?
Yes. So skills-based organization actually refers to the set of skills that an individual brings into the organization. So it means we move away from the traditional way of how we looked at things, job titles, years of experience, and we look at the skills that the person, the individual, can bring to the table.
This is a great opportunity for the organization to have employees not in the traditional way we used to think of candidates. Mm-hmm. Because until today, organization looked only on your CV. So CV is mostly about the education, mostly about your degrees and the titles you used to have before in previous organizations. This is no longer going to be the main factor. And this is also a great opportunity for employees to leverage capabilities and to use their passion in the workplace from things that we didn't think initially that they will deal with. So you have daughters, they are grown up today. Yes. Do you think they're going to learn in the university?
I doubt it, Hagit, to be honest. And I think today we gain and develop skills in various ways. It doesn't have to be necessarily through, the traditional education, going to university and things like that. By the way, they will be super happy. They're already talking about that. And I always tell them, you need to be very loyal to yourself in terms of what do you love to do? Are you passionate about? And if you will stick to that, probably you will be at your best version.
Yeah, definitely. When my mother was little, she was born in 1940, different, I think, environment. So she used to be grown up by the thought that she can be either a teacher or a nurse. And her mother used to tell her all the time that being a teacher is much more practical. And this is how she chose it. Mm-hmm. Whether it was her passion, I'm not sure about. So I think looking on the capabilities and the different options that this approach will derive, it is very fascinating and definitely will be a trend that our kids will love.
I agree. At ICL, we use an e-learning platform, We Grow. And in there, it's actually based on the personalized learning path of the employee. And there you can also identify your skill and develop new one. So it's a continuous learning. Skills, it's not something that either you have it or not. You can still develop and gain more.
And this is the opportunity for the organization to capture the capabilities that you have in the organization and to do the matchup between candidates and roles, so even the internal mobility will further develop than it is today, right?
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah. So let's talk about employee experience. I know you are very passionate about this topic personally.
I am. And one of the things that I really liked when I joined ICL is that I saw from the very beginning that employee experience is one of the strongest themes in the people strategy at ICL, which means that we realize that employee needs to be at the center of things in terms of how we want to personalize the experience of the person going through the life cycle within ICL or within the organization, and really to identify the moments that matter. So a specific touch point in which the employee is experiencing through the journey at the organization, and how we can really leverage that and do that more personalized so the person will be much more engaged. And if I take one example that we are currently working on, it's the onboarding process. So we're working on a global frame in which we're going to enhance the process. We're going to look at different dimensions such as the physical, the mental, cultural, and the technical elements, and we're going to increase the experience of the person through applications, through the process itself. It's going to be super exciting and will improve the experience a lot.
Definitely the onboarding is a process that impacts the employee feeling in the organization going forward. And we know that it even starts in the interview phase, right? Employees are coming to organizations sometimes just because they were very impressed of the manager that interviewed them.
Yes.
And I think one of the tools that we use in ICL very successfully to capture the levels of engagement and enablement of employees is what we call the employer of choice. This is actually an employee survey where we give the employees the opportunity to raise their voice and let us know how we can further improve as an organization and what are the things we need to keep as they like it. And this is definitely a tool that we can further leverage for the moments that matter. By the way, we have over 85% of response rate, which is
amazing.
Amazing. I never saw it in any of the organizations I work with. And it definitely speaks for itself that the employees knows that we are, as an organization, learning and improving from year to year. And it helps us create a culture of excellence and shape the future for the best of our employees.
Yeah. And this is one of the key things in employee experience, right? That they will know that their voice matters. So we do that, and we will continue doing that.
So actually, all the three trends that we covered are a little bit connected to each other.
It is all connected. You're very right.
Yeah, so I think we covered three. We can talk hours. There are many, many, many more. But I want to say, before I say goodbye, I want to ask you if you have any hidden capability that I didn't know until today.
Hidden capability. So I can share what my friends are telling me. They say that I have very good way to reframe situations. So when there is a complex situation or a problem, then they come to me and I always show them a different angle and perspective of the situation itself, and it helps them, solve the problem in a more creative, innovative way.
So when I'm going to have a complex dilemma or a conflict, I will come to you?
Sure,
you're
very welcome.
And I can share that sometimes I'm being asked, don't you have a notebook? Did you realize that my room does not have notebooks?
I've noticed that and I envy you. How do you do that?
So actually, since I was a kid, I have a visual memory and I practice on that. So most of the things I capture in my mind. And I rarely write things to myself, so don't worry, I'm not forgetting things.
That's amazing, Hagit.
So it was a pleasure talking about those topics and sitting with you. Did you enjoy?
Very much, Hagit. We need to do it again.
Yeah, come to my empty office, waiting for you to have a coffee.
Noted.
Bye.